I feel like it should be some clapping of hands or stuff like ah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Hey, everyone. Hi, Nicoletta. Thanks for
Hey.
joining everyone today. We are here with you live again for another broadcast. We are talking about the crown method. And we decided to join you all today just to give you an introduction as to what is coming forth on the 26th of January. We're going to be launching our new we're going to be able to help women to recover holistically, not only hair loss, but from trauma. And so we are joining today on social media platform, on Facebook and on YouTube. And we just want to give you the information. And we hope that you like, share, and subscribe to our channels. We also hope that you share this information with other people who are looking for a program that operates from a place of integrity, where we're able to actually provide real solutions to be able to help people who are encountering some emotional issues or health issues or any type of trauma, be it stress related or what have you, that is causing an outward result of excessive shedding, scalp inflammation, and or loss. And so I have with me today Coach Nicoletta, who is a trauma informed specialist. Would you like to talk to people a little bit about what your offer in this program is about, Nicoletta?
So what I offer is like you said, to help the piece on the dealing with the inside, because we're doing healing from inside out. Like you said, doing roots, finding out the roots of some of our outer appearance, right? And so one of the things I've noticed with my clients is grieving. I don't think we talk enough about people grieving. And when I say grieving, it's almost like not, we think of grieving only as in death, but what we're actually doing is we're grieving the old person, the person that I used to be, you know, the person who looked in the mirror and that's not who I used to look like. And I believe a lot of us are, because of the picture we have for ourselves or for our life and whatever that looked like in our mind, a lot of us are grieving that old person, that old life. And so it's like God knew and he knows where you are. Whatever
Yeah.
that looks like in your season at this moment, he knows you were going to be this in this particular place, in this particular space, in this particular season. So
Yeah.
we're learning that in this moment now, all right, now I'm trying to partner with God to see where do I go from here, because in reality, most of us did not see this part of our life when we was growing up. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us, and even reality, look at the how the world is changing now. Nobody knew that where we're going to be at. So it's 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 really important at this moment now to like partner with God to you're asking him to help you in these moments, whether it be with your identity, asking God who you are in this season. Um, I also deal with the nervous systems. And so that's another thing, like you said, with the stress, we're dealing with how how are we taught to deal with stress,
Mm-hmm.
and so and then the emotional part, it's just a lot of things that are in, that plays a part that we don't even realize that it's all connected. What do we believe over the years, from whether you've been raised by a grandparent, a parent, going to church, all these things, we have different beliefs systems that we need to go and find out, what did I really believe in this moment, because it could have changed, or it might be changing for you or shifting for you in this season, that whatever you thought or believed back then is not going to work for you in these moments. And that was one thing I
Yeah.
can dealing with the clients, that what our grandparents and stuff taught us, it wasn't that it was so much wrong. It was for that season. It was for those generations. What they taught at those moments. We cannot go on and keep using those same beliefs and thinking they're going to work. God is trying to give us different tools in this season to work for us in this moment.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so in alignment with where I am now, just learning it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you that it has been trying time for me, like pivoting and transitioning from one realm of your life into another is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy to do because
Mm-hmm.
it's unknown, it's unfamiliar, it's very scary. You don't have all the pieces together, but you're forced, you're forced to be able to transition into another realm. And that is how life is in general,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just learning how to pivot and how to be okay with things being different. Um, when you mentioned about, the body changing and things like that, that's one of the things that for me, I have grips with is aging grace. What does that look like? No one really gives you the format or the plan, and you don't map out in your mind what that's going to look like. And sometimes you do. And then
Mm-hmm.
when you get to that place and it doesn't like you had, if you were a planner, it doesn't quite look like you planned it.
Right.
And then you don't know how to be able to create a comfortable life with what you have in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that, me being a woman of a certain age, most of my clients that, I um, I help and that I work with are middle-aged women. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're going through the process where our bodies are changing. It's become familiar and it's almost as if you don't even know yourself. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to get to a place where you're relearning yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things that are happening, we don't really feel comfortable discussing with other people because we don't even know what's going on. We don't even always know how to give it words or to give it
Correct.
language.
Mm-hmm.
And this program that we're offering is not just a program to give information, but it's also a place of safety where we will have no more than 25 people at a time. We're offering a program where we're doing it in 3-month increment. We're hosting no more than 25 people because we want it to be very intimate. But it's a space that we can talk about some of the things that we're experiencing. There is a no judgment zone. It's definitely going to be a place where we are going to, love on each other, respect each other, and hear each other out and offer support. So not only that, we'll be able to deal with those things that we as women, and we'll be able to come together and to offer solutions to be able to help to go that. And the good thing about our program is that you don't have to go at it alone. So you
Right.
have a support group so that even beyond the 3-month marker, you'll still have the support that is necessary to continue on. You'll also have opportunities to continue with us with other offers as well. So I'm very excited about the program. This is definitely a God idea. It's not an Angela idea. It's not a Nicoletta idea. It is just so, I say funny for lack of a better word, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
funny how God puts people in your pathway. And, you know, one person have something going on, another person have something going on, and then the pathways connect, they collide, and then it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of creates that bridge where
Mm-hmm.
everything is just fluid. And so
Yes.
that is how you and I came together. I just happened to see a post that you were doing, and I was, hmm, this will be a great is that I'm offering the ladies that I serve as it
Mm-hmm.
relates to hair loss, because a lot of time dealing with a hair loss issue, it's more than just the physical. It has a lot to do with the matters of the heart. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times we don't share because those are vulnerable places that we don't
Right.
allow a lot of people to. And so
Right.
sometimes we need that support to be able to, one, understand what it is that we're going through, why we're going through it, and then what do we need to be able to get through it, and then to have the outcome that we are desiring. Because we as women, we suffer in silence. We take care of
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, and we're put
Mm-hmm.
back burner, and we don't take care of ourselves, and then we're depleted. And that
Correct.
is how things things like, emotional trauma or stress, anxiety. People have nervous breakdowns, things like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
More information inside because of the stress not properly managed that causes cortisol. Then you have all this extra weight gain. You have skin breakouts and irritates. You have other sicknesses and diseases. Your body is in fight or flight and it's trying to figure out, okay, something's off. So it's doing all kinds of things trying to stabilize. Meanwhile, you're still feeding in all these stress factors, and it's
Mhm.
causing the breakdowns that creates illnesses, sicknesses, and so it just continues to perpetuate, one thing after the next. And then your hair starts to thin out. Then after a while, you start to notice that there's no hair where there was before. Sometimes you'll even notice that there is hair where there wasn't hair before. When we are
Right. Right.
starting to grow hair in places that, most women are not used to growing hair, and so a lot of things happen in a body. And so the goal of the program is to give women an understanding of what's going on, where we are, and give a roadmap as to how we can get from where we are to where we
Mhm.
want to be.
Mhm.
So I'm excited.
It's exciting. It's one thing you had talked about that I think, like you said, we as women don't realize is you being the professional that you are, um, and you have somebody in your chair. That's one of their vulnerable spaces, because you are able to see them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like you really. I don't think people who do, who are in your line of work understand that you see people for who, the real them. You understand what I'm saying? And
yeah,
and
you're
sometimes
exposed.
in those moments, it's like you said, the shame, because we carry the shame, we carry, the all these things, and then come and don't have a place to be safe, to say, you know
Mhm,
what, I'm going through this XYZ, and then not only that I'm going through all this trauma, and then my body is feeling like it's working against me, you know.
mhm,
And I was talking to a patient yesterday, but she was talking about her 8-year old, and her daughter is going through all these different health issues. And one thing
mhm,
that we both talked about, I said, I think we said this before, our body naturally is protects us. It looks like in the moment, because we don't know what's going on, that it's fighting against us. But in reality, it's trying to fight the infections for us. It's standing and protecting us. And so even when we talk about the fight and flight, when your body feels like it's in danger, it automatically shields itself. The thing about what I'm teaching is if your nervous system is off because of trauma, it's going to always feel like you're in that fight and flight mode, that it has to always protect itself, that it always has to be stressed because it doesn't know what's going on. And it has to do with sometimes what we believe, and also what kind of trauma that we have gone through, that you your body, you are fighting your body, not your body fighting you. It's the other way around. It's trying to say, hey, relax, I got you. You understand? Like, you rest for a minute. Rest in this for a minute. And I'm also telling my clients it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to give yourself grace. That's one thing too we don't do. We don't even grace our we grace everybody else. We give everybody a chance for this, chance for that, but before ourselves, it's like you don't even give your own self grace and mercy, that, you know what, this is a different look or season for me, and I don't understand it, and it's okay. I think you on mute. I don't know how you got back on mute. Okay. I can't hear you though. I can't hear you. Okay, now keep talking. I can hear you now.
Okay.
You coming back? Yeah.
Okay. But uh, these I wanted to talk more about how your bodies, how our bodies respond to like stress and things like that. One of the things that I realized is the stress that we intake, our cellular system absorbs. So our body is made up of multiple cells, and so when
Mhm.
the trauma is inside, it can lock inside of our cellular system. And so what
Mhm.
happens, that's how the outward result of that we see. And so it's like your cells are, designed to do a particular job, but it's almost as if, let me paint a picture. So it's, you remember the bumper cars that we used to
Mhm.
drive?
Mhm.
So it's almost like when you have the impact of life, certain things that you are absorbing, it's causing the cellular parts of our bodies to collide. And so they're not able to, flow like the river, like the way that God intended it to flow and to do the work, because it's trying to figure out what's going, what do I need to protect it. And so
Mhm.
ultimately what happens is that what's supposed to protect us to stay in life and against itself, because those cells become damaged. Now the good thing is that the way that God created our bodies, that there's something called cellular renewal. So what I
Mhm.
didn't realize until recently is that our bodies, even our organs,
Mhm. Mhm.
they renew itself. So each
Wow.
organ renews itself, it stores itself, and it replenishes itself for periods of time. And we'll be able to go into that further and what that looks like in our program.
Mhm.
But, to give you a little bit of substance with that. So if we are constantly feeding ourselves the trauma and the negative things and not really processing it through our bodies the way that God intended it, if it's constantly absorbed and held in, so the more we're going through life, instead of us releasing it, we're just
Mhm.
building it up and compacting it. That is what causes the breakdown in our health. Because we're constantly, while our body is restoring and renewing and, regenerating itself, it's still perpetuating the problem, because we're not creating that holistic environment to be able to flush those toxins through our body and then
Mhm.
to restore it and replenish it with things that are good to help rebuild it. I'm hoping I'm not getting too deep or too scientific,
No, no,
but
no, no. It's good.
the body system is just an amazing machine. God really, we're very
Mhm.
intricately created. And so,
Mhm.
when you really get a grasp of an understanding as to how our bodies are designed and what it takes to be able to sustain it, like, you'll be amazed. I'm amazed. I am still learning as I am teaching.
Correct.
I,
Correct.
I
Correct.
never really, get to a place where I'm always learning. I'm like a professional learner.
Mhm.
I like that because,
Mhm.
it's always more to learn. It's great to be able to have a company, a body of people that you can even learn from. I don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room. I always want to learn more.
Yeah.
And so I'm just excited, like I was saying before, about this program. It's a 3-month program that we're offering. You get to, if you register actually by, I think the start is next week. They can actually register now, but up until
Right.
the end of next week, um, you'll be able to get in on our, what do we call that program, Nicoletta? It was the, forget
Why I
the
don't have
term.
that word right?
Oh my God, what is it? The
the
founders, like the
the
founders. You
founders.
get at the
Yes.
founders
Yes.
rate. Yeah,
Yes.
and so we're offering a great opportunity. Now, the good thing about this is that as a trichologist, and excuse me, I didn't even introduce myself. So I'm Angela Jackson. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, hair loss and aesthesis specialist, and I help women holistically recover from medical related hair loss, stress, or health issues. And so, what I love about this program is that you get some of the services that I offer from the clinic level at a fraction of the cost. A
Right.
fraction of a cost in this program, and you get more because there's coaching and there's support, and then you get materials. So every individual that is in this program is going to get specialized attention. Yes, it's a group program, but you also have individual needs. And so we deal with your needs individually. We'll deal where you are individually. So you'll get, depending on the tier of the program that you are in, like tier 2 and tier 3, you'll get private coaching opportunities. You'll get one-on-one access to me and to Coach Nicoletta, where we'll be able to help you through where you are to help navigate you to where it is that you would desire to be. So you'll get a protocol program. You'll get calls that will help you to overcome your identity loss. We're going to talk about the nervous system dysregulation, spiritual burn, emotional grief from hair loss. We'll talk about types of hair loss. We'll talk about the type of hair loss that you're dealing with. At the time that we finish with the program, you'll have an of hair loss as a whole, and you'll know exactly what hair loss you personally are dealing with, and you'll have a holistic plan to be able to walk away with. So even if you come in at the tier 1, where you don't hands-on treatment, the one-on-one treatments, but you still will walk away with a protocol. You'll have an understanding as to what it is that you're dealing with. You'll have resources that will be able to support you, and still will have an opportunity to chime in with the group. So you'll still have
Mhm.
access to certain levels of the group where you can constantly get information within that 90-day time frame. And of course, everyone, tier 1, 2, or 3, will have an opportunity to be able to continue to work with us if they think that they need additional support. So we'll have offers for that as well. And like I said, this program that we're offering is a fraction of the cost that it would be to come in and to get in clinic treats, because like I said on last week, this is definitely something that you do that is an investment, because we have to invest in ourselves. And I always said that we invest in everybody else. We put everybody
Yeah.
else first. As women, we do that.
Mhm.
But when it comes to us, pleated, when it comes
Mhm.
to us, we don't take care of ourselves. And then we're wondering, why all these things are happening. Well, the question remains with you. What are you doing to build yourself back? What are you doing
Mhm.
to feed yourself? I was on a flight about a couple months ago,
Mhm.
and the flight attendant was given the instructions, as they always do. And one
Mhm.
of the things that always kind of stuck with me is they said, whenever you need to have the oxygen mask, you always ask yourself first before helping someone else.
Correct.
And that's the opposite of what we do as women a lot of times in life. We're always helping everybody else, and we're dying, we're gasping for air, and no
Mhm.
one is coming to save us.
Mhm. Mhm.
No one's meant to save us. So we
Mhm.
have to first be able to save ourselves. And this is the an awesome opportunity to, like I said, to get into a group of a body, body of women who operate from a place of excellence and integrity, and who desire to serve, who desire to actually help see you win, who want to make sure that you get the outcome that you desire, and to give you the support and the attention that you desire and that you deserve. So this is a great opportunity. I'm excited about it. We'll have
Yeah.
customized scalp treatments. We'll have customized regimens for you. There'll be support. If there's any medical prosthesis that's needed, we'll have information for that as well. Now, the prosthesis itself, of course, that's a separate thing. But if that is something that you need, there'll be opportunities to discuss how you could get a medical prosthesis. And many times, like I tell a lot of my clients, many times a lot of you can get it for free, or for a fraction of cost. And so
Wow.
we'll discuss how we can do that to save on out of pocket expenses. Additionally, in our program, there are payment plans. We have a
Mhm.
plan that's available to make for everyone, and it's already affordable. We're pretty much giving it away. I mean, if you click on the link, you see it on the ticker. That's the website, or the link to get to the program, you can take a look at it yourself, see what
Mhm.
we have to offer, and you'll see that it's a lot of great information and for fraction of the and it will not be at that price the next time. I promise you it will not be, because we know that we're offering the value. We know that what we do is going to work if you do the work. So one of the
Correct.
requirements is that I require before you commit is you have to first commit to you. You have to do the
Mhm.
work, because there's no point in getting into a program just for sake of getting into the program if you're not going to do the work. I don't want
Mhm.
your money. That is not why I'm
Mhm.
here. I am here to help. And if I have the information and God has gifted me with the gift to serve, be able to do the things, then my expectation of you is that you must do the work. You must commit. So before you say yes, before you click, pay, please ask yourself, am I all in? Am I fully ready to commit? Because I only want people who are serious about being serious. And I
Yes.
mean that. So,
Yes. Yeah.
but please do look at the program. If you are not a candidate for the program and you know that someone who may be a candidate, please share with them. Share with them the information so that they could at least get an idea of what it is that we offer and see if it's a good for them. We can have a discussion. There's always opportunity for a free consultation if you have any questions, and you can always DM us.
Mhm.
And if you want to just get more information. So, anything else you want to share, Nicoletta, about the
No,
program?
that was good. You did good. That was good.
So this is good for anyone who is having some hormonal imbalance, if you're having some autoimmune issues, if you're dealing with alopecia. Traction alopecia is the type of alopecia that you're dealing with where there's tension or pulling of the hair from the scalp. So a lot of times you'll find that with like um, your hairstyling, so improper hairstyling. So if your hairstyles are too tight, if you're wearing
Mhm.
them the same way over and over again, things
Mhm.
like that, that would be termed traction alopecia. Um, there's a lot of various types of, a lot of times people try to clump it all in as one, but no, there's various types of alopecia. You have alopecia that creates permanent hair loss and temporary hair. And so we'll talk about the various types of alopecia so that you could, based on the description, identify the types of alopecia that you are encountering. Um, Telogen and phleum is a big one. That is the one that, a lot of us deal with mostly because it type of alopecia that is induced by some type of internal trauma, it be external trauma as well. So
Okay.
a lot of when you're dealing with stress and you're noticing some hair loss all of a sudden, well, not necessarily all of a sudden, typically usually happens about maybe about 30 about 3 months after the first sight of the incident. So usually 3 months after the trauma has begun is when you start to see some shedding excessively from the hair, and that's usually related to some type of telogen fluvium. So we'll talk about in the program the various types of alopecia. Walk away with a wealth of knowledge as to what type of alopecia, the difference of alopecia and what type of alopecia you have, and you'll be able to walk away with resources to be able to help you to overcome whatever type of alopecia that you're dealing with. So there'll be, numerous opportunities to be able to get into some information so that you have the knowledge to be able to get on a holistic path. And then, like I said, Coach Nicoletta's going to help with the emotional piece, because there are emotional factors involved when you're dealing with hair loss. It's not just the physical. There's a lot of emotional things. And, like I said on the last live that we did, me personally being a cosmetologist for over 30 years, I experienced
Mhm.
hair loss times, quite a few times. Some on, because of my hard headedness, doing things that I know
Mhm.
I should have been doing with my hair, but some no fault of my own. And I remember how I felt as a cosmetologist. I'm one to beautify the hair of women and to keep their hair healthy, beautiful. And here I'm walking around looking like a plucked chicken. So, of course, I was embarrassed. Of course, I was embarrassed, but I understand that. And so, one of the key factors for me is I shared last live as well, back in the early 2000s, I was introduced to trichology, and I was very intrigued because I'm always, like I said, I love to study anything beauty. I'm studying it. But when
Mhm.
I saw the science of that, and I saw how the trichology was presenting the class, how she was able to look at the client's scalp to see what was going on that scalp, it was just so intriguing to me. And so I was interested, but at the time it wasn't a good fit for me. It was kind of outside of my financial budget at that time. But
Mhm.
it wasn't until after COVID when my mom and my aunts, when they lost their hair after recovering from the virus, and that was traumatic for me, because I, being their hairstylist, their hair care specialist, is nothing that I could do. Went on the mission of, I'm going to figure out what happened, why it happened, and what we could do to make sure it doesn't happen again. So that was my journey into becoming a trichologist and a cranioprosthesis specialist on top of a hairstylist. And so I'm just very thankful, blessed, and I feel very grateful that God, and honored, that God allowed me to be in this position to be able to help on a different level.
Mhm.
It's a
Mhm.
level none other, be able to help someone to come from such a traumatic experience. So
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
excited. I'm
That's
excited about
good.
the program and what it has to offer. Are we able to a little bit? Probably not. I don't think we're prepared, Nicoletta, because I'm telling you,
We just
y'all
learned how to get this other regular stuff up, right? You be you be
bear with
in
us. We might be ready next week. We're going to be ready next week to show you guys into some of what the program offers. Bear with, I tell you that I'm learning and going. It's like I got all this information, but the tech stuff done. Like I
You
don't,
got it. You got it. Yes, yes, yes.
but
It's just
I'm
implementing,
learning.
the different stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm learning because I know that it's definitely necessary, to be able to get it into the in front of the right people who
Correct.
you actually,
Correct.
the service. So I'm learning. I'm doing my due diligence. Y'all just give me grace. Bear with me. I'll get there. But can tell you is that I'm only well prepared to be able to serve you at this level because I have studied diligently. I have worked diligently. I've done trial and error.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so also what I failed to mention is that you will also get products in this as well. So whatever the products that you need, the products are catered to whatever you need. I never feel that, or I always would,
Product.
cringe at one size fit all. One size fit all.
Mhm.
Everybody is uniquely different. Our fingerprints are different. Our DNA is different. And so what we put on our skin and our scalp and our hair should also be different. Everything should be catered because there is no one size fit all. And
Mhm.
so,
And
everyone will get the products that they need based on what their um, concerns or issues are, because we want to make sure that the outcome that you desire, the outcome that you deserve. We don't want to sell you products. We don't want to sell you systems and it doesn't work. So the goal is for it to do what it is that it needs to do, to be able to heal from the inside out. So that's the goal.
yes.
So
Yes.
I think that's all I wanted to say. I hope I didn't bore y'all
No.
tired and I don't have all the energy and stuff.
No,
Y'all
that
give
was
me
good.
grace. Give me
That was
grace.
good. That's good. That
Yes.
is
So
good.
if you all have any questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call. What is your email? Let me see if I can add that to this ticker. Y'all bear with me, okay?
Let me
Let
see.
me
I might
see.
have to put it
Let's
in is
see.
it like a
What's
chat or something over too?
Can you put it in the chat? I don't know. I'm gonna put mine in this little
I don't
ticker thing.
know. Oh, you keep
No,
saying
that's
ticker. I'm like, I don't even know what a ticker is. What
not.
is
Y'all can't even
it?
see. Y'all, give me a moment. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
While you figuring that out, I'll say this piece. I thought about it when you were talking about why you do what you do, and then I said, wow, why I do what I do is because I didn't have language for what I was going through. And when you say people have different, we're built different. People have different stories, and so one of my stories. Okay, I see your little ticker. I see your email. One of the thing was I had to learn about myself, and even going to people to get help, I didn't have language to describe even what I was going through. So I would just, I wouldn't say anything. I would just be praying, like, Lord, you don't have to show me, teach, Holy Spirit, all these things, right? And so when I tell you, it was nothing but the Holy Spirit who taught me what I was going through, gave me words, gave me language, and then I started studying that. Because see,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I've learned that with dealing with clients, we were taught coming up that trauma, I thought back in the day it just looked like you got beat up. It was domestic violence,
Yeah.
meaning it was a physical part outside of you. And if you wasn't physically looking the part, you was not traumatized. Like you are good. You know what I'm saying? Like the old saints be like, just get up and go. You're good. But I said something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something is
Yeah.
wrong, and that's why I had to learn my own language and say that everybody has a story. Just because you can't see my bruises on the outside don't mean I'm not bruised,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I got into being trauma informed, specifically on this, learning about myself basically.
I'm so glad you said that because that's one that we've gotten so good at doing behind the mask.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to dress that when we
Mm-hmm.
having some hair loss and some bald spots down here. We know how to do a cute little comb over. And ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong over. But when we don't address what really, and I'm not just talking about hair loss, I'm talking about just not being healed.
Mm-hmm.
We don't properly address what needs to be addressed and healed, it's almost as if you're putting a band aid on a gaping wound. And after a while, that wound is going to start to stink.
Yes.
And you're putting on perfume and you're making it look good, going out and doing all the things that you think that the people want you to do because
Mm-hmm.
conceal what it is that's going on, but all of stinking. People can smell you. They might not be able to see the scars, but they smell it because it shows
They
up in
smell
our
it.
attitude. It
Correct.
shows up in our work. It
Mm-hmm.
shows that
Mm-hmm.
we relate to our spouses. It
Mm-hmm.
shows up in how our kids. It shows up
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in how we present ourselves in front of the world, the way we dress, the way we carry ourselves. Sometimes it's the unspoken thing that is
Correct.
showing up the most. So you can dress it up as much as you want, but that unspoken thing speaks louder sometimes than your physical presence.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely.
So yeah, this is
Heidi.
an opportunity to heal for real.
Yeah.
So I thank you all for your time. We've taken up a good 30 minutes of your time. I do appreciate it. I know it's Friday. Like I said, I'm tired. I know y'all tired. It's a long week.
It's long, right?
It's a long
Right.
week. And so I want y'all to enjoy your Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, this nice long weekend. Enjoy. But in the meantime, check out our site. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. It will not come like this again, I promise you, because next time we do this 3 month segment, it's not going to be the same thing. And
Correct.
not that it's all about price, but again, we know our value, we know our worth, but we also want to give an opportunity because this is our launch. So we want to, show you how
Right.
good it is. So when you see the value in it, you'll be excited to go tell somebody else so that they too can get some value out of the program because it is phenomenal. God has done this great work in us and still working, and we're going to give it to you. And like I told y'all last week, I usually give more than what you pay
Mm-hmm.
for. I'm always giving. I'm an over giver. That's just me. What can I say? I guess God made me, but you're gonna give more. You're gonna give more
Right.
more than the value's worth. So it's definitely worth the investment, y'all. So please
Yes.
share this um, video, this live, share with other people, and subscribe to our pages, our YouTube pages and our Facebook pages. And we are excited and we hope to see you on the other side. We can't wait to welcome y'all. Yay! Excuse me, the big day is Monday, January 26th. Excuse me. And I think
Yes,
we're going to be starting the live welcome at 8 p.m., right?
yes,
Yeah. And so the good thing is that when this program, it's self-paced. Everything will be laid out for you. But we will have opportunities for meet one-on-one. We'll also have opportunities where we will be meeting as a group as well. So it's definitely something, but there's a lot of great value, a wealth of information. And I know that you guys are going to appreciate, everything. Excuse me, y'all. It's time to go to bed. Burping and can't get the stuff out. Let me get off of this. I'm sorry. Excuse me, y'all. I try to be so professional, but sometimes I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
baby.
So, anyway, is there anything else you have to say, Nicoletta?
Nope. I'm just saying, everybody, like you said, have a blessed weekend.
Have a blessed weekend, amazing night. And until we see you guys again, y'all be bold, be brave, and be beautiful. Good night.
Good night.